Just today, we mark 4 years since the Israelis' onslaught on Gaza Strip, a year defined by relentless terror, destructions, and unimaginable human suffering. The people of Gaza have endured unspeakable horrors, mass killing, displacement, and destructions of homes and infrastructure, diseases, hunger, and the stripping away of their dignity. Over the past year, Israeli occupation forces have committed horrific massacres and acts of genocide, targeting not only the people but also the land and environment. Yet, the international community remained largely silent, turning a blind eye to the desperate call for justice. In today, Palestinian International Broadcasting, we will highlight the ongoing violation and the devastating impact on Gaza agriculture sector. Joining me, Mr. Mahmoud Fatafta, spokesperson for the Palestinian Ministry of Agriculture, to explore the scale of this humanitarian catastrophe and its lasting consequences on Gaza's future. Welcome to the show.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. First, let's start to highlight the scale of the Israeli systematic and the extensive destructions on agriculture sector. You know that the 40% of agricultural land were severely damaged, and we're talking about 2/3 of the land were damaged according to FAO statistic. Yeah. So let's elaborate on this crisis.
Yeah, actually we can talk that the Israeli is starting their aggression to West Bank and Gaza not in 7 October, but before 7 October they were attaching the agriculture sector as identity of the Palestinian. So while they start their attack to Gaza Strip, they start with the agriculture lands from the border. They take with their tanks and with their D9s, they start demolition all the land. They damage everything in their roads to surround Gaza. So they start in the beginning by destroying everything related to the agriculture, which means the food security of the people and the food of the people. From the beginning, they were attacking also the livestock infrastructure. So everything in their way, they were destroyed completely. And here we talk about the border, but inside Gaza itself also they start attacking everything by the airplanes and by everything that they have. So for the agriculture, I think everything in Gaza have been demolition and damaged, but as a statistics issue, after the some of the international organization is starting doing their statistics, and also for the Ministry of Agriculture. By the way, as a Ministry of Agriculture, we hire committee to follow up the agriculture sector in Gaza. So we follow everything there, and we found that, as you mentioned in the report and FAO report, yes, 2/3 of the land have been destroyed and damages. And here we talk about the greenhouses, we talk about the croplands, we talk about horticulture, we talk about the port, about the boats, about the infrastructure regarding the aquifer for the wells, water, everything really have been attacked by the Israelis. So this is affecting the life of the Palestinian. And we saw before months that we have a starvation and there is no food. Yes. And by the closing of the border, since or before the war, the Gaza Strip was contributing in exporting the agricultural goods, and also was contribution 35% of the need of the Palestinian in West Bank. And this is affecting the prices here in Palestine. If you saw or in the West Bank, if you saw some of the prices, you can found that the prices of the vegetables become higher and higher. This because the shortage of the vegetables and the agricultural products came from Gaza.
Yes, Mr. Fatafta, let me summarize what you said. Like, Israeli forces have worked to eliminate 80% of Palestinians' agricultural land in order to turn it into what is so-called buffer zone, and also through, as you say, destroying it by bombardment and bulldozing it. In the face of this unprecedented escalations and atrocity on the agriculture sector, what measures have been taken by the Palestinian Agriculture Ministry to address this crisis alongside with agriculture organizations internationally?
Yeah, just to put you on the figures or the facts that was before the 7th of October,
Yes.
we were talking about 116,000 dunums of agricultural lands. Part of this land was as 16,000 as a greenhouses and 41 for croplands and the other for horticulture. So if we talk about the greenhouses, we talk about around not less than 65% have been damaged, and this happened by pumping them through the air plan.
Yeah.
These greenhouses really was giving the high percent of the food for the Palestinian, and was giving or contributing the labor force. We talk about not less than 35% of the labor force was working in the greenhouses in Gaza. Now this affecting everything. This affecting the food, this affecting the labor force. Other issue when we talk about the horticulture or the olive trees. Also, all the olive trees was in the in the zone area. Everything there have been disappeared by the Israeli. And this affecting really the livelihood of the people. Most of the Gazan people, they were depend on the agriculture.
Yes.
Since there is no work abroad or there is a closure with the Israeli, so the main labor force was just in Gaza in the agriculture.
But so how your ministry respond to this?
Yeah, what we do, as I mentioned before, that we hire a higher committee. This committee have a mandate with all the international organization, with all the national also NGOs, to work to collaborate together by taking all the responsibility about doing the reports regarding the statistics related to the damage and the losses, and we together yani, with our partner, we categorize all the damages, and we make our reports. These reports came to the Ministry of Agriculture by farmer by farmer, and but not reaching to the end, since we are under the war. So by the end of the war, the day after the war, all the people who lose or who affected by the Israeli, he will have his own report in the Ministry of Agriculture, and the Ministry of Agriculture, he will not go to compensate the farmer, but we will assist the farmer. By the way, we have 2 or 3 projects. They are ready, really, with some of our partners, just to assist the farmer by giving them the inputs to start the agriculture activities. Other issue, we prepared an initiative just for Gaza, which is early recovery. And rehabilitation.
We will talk about this in advance, but I want to ask you about something that we know that the North Gaza is the most affected. And when we talk about the crops, the most affected crops beside olive trees, we're talking about vegetables. So could you give us a scope of comprehensive agricultural losses in numbers? What are up-to-date statistics that reveal this crisis?
Yeah, if we talk, I have a report prepared by FAO, and let me show show to you some of the figures regarding the statistics related to the Israeli aggression for Gaza. We talk about here about the shelters for the animal. We were talk about 600 shelters was before, 500 of them now they are damaged. If we talk about broiler plants, also we were talk about 538. Now we talk about 484 damaged. Also, when we talk about sheep farms, we talk about around 1,400 plants have been demolition by the Israeli bulldozer. Again, for the warehouses, we were talk about around 300 now. Just what we have, only 8. If we talk about the ponds here, which was the water resources for agriculture and for cultivation, we were talk about 214 now. It's around 20. When we talk about the shelters for the animals as general, we talk about 90% have been damaged. And if we talk about the boat, 100% damaged. The boats, we talk about not less than 3,000 or 4,000 boats was used by the Gazan people, have been damaged. The port itself damaged. The market for the fish also damaged. To know that these infrastructure was prepared before the war, really since 2 or 3 years, and the Palestinian or the Gazans, they start working with that and to improve their work there, but unfortunately they were not able to use it again. As I mentioned, for the greenhouses, 80% of the greenhouses have been damaged, but not damaged really by the Israeli. Actually, when we talk about the damage for the greenhouses, 60% damaged by the Israeli, but the rest really, they were used by the Palestinians to save their life by using them as a shelter for their life and for their kids. And they were taking the nylon just to prepare a small tent for them under the winter, under the sun, so it was not helping them, but they were using that. And also, unfortunately, part of the trees really was used by the Palestinians as wood to feed...
to make them warm.
Yeah, to make them warm.
Mr. Fatafta, sorry for interruptions, but the farmers, as you say, they are suffering. Palestinian farmers are being killed, injured, or even detained, and they are forbidden from accessing their land. And also, they have lack of electricity and fuel, and also many of greenhouses, as you mentioned, were targeted and destroyed. Water wells, in addition to the blockade of the agriculture supplies. Like all of this affected 2.2 million Palestinian people who are suffering and facing famine and diseases. Israel is using starvations and water deprivations as weapons. So how Palestinian's agriculture minister respond and address this crisis?
Yeah, among the war and currently and after the war, what we do, this was a cooperation with our partner, international partners, with the things that we have. Really, we were helping our farmer to give them some support, some food, some vegetables, some fruits. But unfortunately, again, that the sources that in Gaza, it's not helping us really. And we were talking with the international communities to enforce them that you should help us for reaching our farmer, for reaching our people. Not only farmer, here we talk, in the war you cannot mention just farmer. Here we talk about everyone in Gaza, he is affecting by the war. So all of the people, they need food there. So there is no farmer, you cannot distinguish between farmer and other. So as a ministry, we do our job, but really it wasn't 100% because there is many restriction by the Israeli. We do our job by having some cooperation with the international, as I mentioned before, but it was focus for some basket food, some fruits, some vegetables. Sometimes we were giving them some support related to hygiene, really, sometimes with our partners. But nowadays, and since 3 months, we start giving them some inputs for reactivating or recultivation their land. But here where we talk about the middle area. If we talk about the North Gaza and South Gaza, you cannot give anything or any support now because it is under attack. Hour by hour, but where is the zone that we have some space to work in it, just in the middle area? And here we talk about Deir el-Balah area, but unfortunately Deir el-Balah area now, it is 2 million people, they are there. So where they are stick? They are in the agriculture land. So some pieces, some gardens, we give the farmers some seeds, really, some cash money, some seedlings to cultivate not their lands for marketing, really just for to feed their family and their neighbors. But this is really not enough because the restrictions are there. And for the international community or for the donors, really they we conduct, I think, not less than 15 meetings with them. Why enforce them that we should support the farmer, we should support the people. But the issue, they are stuck stuck by the Israeli. There is no permission by the Israeli. By the way, we starting with FAO to introduce around 5,000 ton of barley to feed the animal. And we start that from November, the last November, till now, what we reached, what we succeed to enter to Gaza, it's around 600 ton only.
Yes.
And the others really, it was stuck in Al Arish airport, but later on we told FAO that you cannot do that, or we cannot enter them to Gaza, so we can give them to, for another area. Other issue related to the to water. We were pushing the partners to give us the help for fuel, because you know all the facilities for pumping the water from the wells have been demolished by the Israeli.
Yes.
So we were talking with our partners, just we need a fuel. The fuel, if by the fuel you can pump the water, and by the water you can start anything cultivate, just to give the farmer to be some food secure. But
yes,
unfortunately it was really, it's not easy to help the farmers or the people there under this kind of war, under this action
and challenges. Yes, Mr. Fatafta. So what about the fishing sector in Gaza? You know that there is 98% of Gaza fishing sector were wiped out. So how do you interact with this? Let's talk more about this.
The fish sector was one of the
vital sectors.
And the promised sector really, and 5,000 family was living by the fish sector. But again, unfortunately, in the first or the third day of the war, the Israelis were attacking the port, and they attacking the boats. And here we were talking about boats which is traditional, not a new one. It is used, handy. They were use them to go to the sea. So here we talk about 5,000 people, they lose their work. We talk about 3,000 to 5,000 boat damaged. The boat 100% damaged. So now some people, they try to go for fishing, but unfortunately the Israeli, they shooting them, and they not allow them to fish on the sea. And here we talk about 100 meter. And by the way, since many years, the Gazans, they were just able for 6 meals or 12 meals. From that days and after the attack, they lose everything. Here we talk about the nets for the all facilities for fishing. It's not be able now to use, yes. And there is no. We try as a ministry also with our partners to bring some of these for the fishermen. Yeah. But really, the Israelis were not allow us to give them any support.
Mr. Fatafta, in general, you mentioned that because of the circumstances, there is a few initiatives and programs that address the support of Palestinian farmers and their resilience. So I want you to assess, the international intervention in helping agriculture sectors. How do you assess this, and what is needed, the relief efforts needed in Gaza?
Actually all the international really partner, they have willings to help us, and all of the time they came to us. What do you need? Please, tell us what the things that we need. But unfortunately, the issue that we know the needs. We know we need fuel. We need inputs, we need seed, we need fertilizers, we need solar energy systems. But all of these things, it should came out of Gaza. And there is a closure. There is no permission by the Israeli. So everything is stuck there. Everything is cannot helping us to do our mandate there. So the issue, I think, as I mentioned, we prepare our plans, and we have $600 million as a work plan. It's ready for Gaza from the day after the war. Yes. Everything is clear for us what to do. After the stopping of the war, there is nothing to do, just the agriculture, because to restructuring the building, you need years. The restructuring the infrastructure, we talk about roads, it needs years. But for agriculture, it needs 1 month or 2 months just to start cultivate, and the people, they can eat. So the agriculture is the main sector that should be reactivated after the war, and to start with agriculture.
Yes.
If you have a food, you can do other issue. And by that way, as I mentioned, that this is not easy for us really. And we try to do most of the things that we try to do and to give the farmer, unfortunately till now, some seeds, some seedlings, some fertilizer. By the way, it is an organic fertilizers. Chemical or fertilizer, it is not allowed. Other issue, cash money that they can.
Yes. Yeah, you mentioned before that.
Yeah.
So let me take you to another aspect. Let me take you to the violations in the West Bank. Palestinian people nowadays, they're having olive oil harvesting seasons, and many Israeli forces and the fanatic settlers are being targeting and escalating their atrocities toward Palestinians farmer and Palestinian people in the olive harvesting seasons. So what is the role of Palestinian Agriculture Ministry to address and to give protections for those people?
Yeah, to know, the olive tree is the identity of the Palestinian. And from the beginning of the occupation, the Israelis they attack the olive trees. Where it is? If before the war, we talk about 3 years or before, they start a title for اللي هو settlers, shepherd settlers, okay?
Yes.
So two kids or two youngs from the settlers, they just surrounded area with 500 dunams, with guns, with dogs, and with 4x4 vehicle, yeah, and they start just attacking the farmer in their lands, especially in the olive trees. And by the way, the major crops in Palestine is the olive.
Yes.
So we talk about 54% of the total area cultivated in West Bank. It's olive trees.
Yes.
So the Israeli attack the surrounded the zone area, surrounded or attacking the area around or near the settlers. Settlements, also near the roads.
Yeah.
So everything there, it's attacked by the Israeli, and we report our reports was appearing that burning of the trees, cutting of the trees, removing
uprooting trees,
uprooting of the trees. So this is the main attack by the Israeli. Last year, 15% of the total area of the olive trees wasn't able by the Palestinian to cultivate.
Yes, but how do you protect the farmers?
Yeah. And just I characterize the issue, then I will tell you.
Yeah.
So by this year, we start our mandate with our partners that we create a national campaign. We call for a national campaign with all the ministries, with all the partners from the international organization, also from the NGOs and from the security forces, Palestinian security forces. We do it uncentralized in each governorate.
Yes.
So we classified the lands as what we call it hot spot, or what we call it the areas that need support by the volunteers. And from this week we start that by supporting the farmer with some facilities like ladders, like covers, and electronic machine for harvesting of the trees. So this is this year I think it will be better, inshallah, rather than the
so you're providing some necessities to the farmers. So the question is, because at the end, what about the harvesting season in Gaza?
In Gaza, it started before 1 week. In Gaza, we were talking about 15% of the olive in Palestine was in Gaza. The figures now talk about that just around 10 to 15% or to 20% of the olive trees are there, and it is, by the way, it is in the garden, inside the houses. They start the season before 1 week, but for the dressing machine for olive oil, we were talking about 20 to 25 dressing machine in Gaza, only 4 that we have until now. And they start operated, but unfortunately they haven't the enough fruits for dressing, or so just we talk about it is for home consumption.
Yes, yes. Mr. Fatafta, at the end, so what is the role of Palestinian Agriculture Ministry in exposing the crimes and the violation committed by Israeli occupation toward agriculture sector?
Yeah, يعني, from the beginning what we do, it is just writing reports characterizing all the damages, all the losses with the international organization. It is published in the global organization also. If we talk about some international, some United Nations organization, they take these reports and they publish it, and this is the first thing. The other issue that we are seeking support for the farmers by having initiatives. We are now preparing 5 initiatives which around $700 million.
Yes.
One, it is for water security, one for food security, one greenhouses, the other is quick response, and Gaza. So each one with the different projects to support the farmers. For the fund, we conduct the agriculture sector working group last week. It's attended by at least 50 bodies representing the international organization and the donors, and we seek fund for supporting our farmers, and this is at that time what we do.
It's imperative what you do as Palestinian Agriculture Ministry. Thank you so much, Mr. Fatafta, for being with us, the spokesperson for Palestinian Agriculture Ministry. Would you like to add additional information about this crisis?
I want to add that the agriculture is the main sector. It's the backbone of the Palestinian.
Yes.
We need support from all the friends of the Palestinian, from all the partners that support us, support our farmers. Without agriculture, there is no life in Palestine.
Yes.
The agriculture need your support, need your voice, and we thank you in advance for your support and for your people and for your countries.
Thank you. Thank you for your insights. The Gaza crisis is more than a regional conflict. It's a grave humanitarian catastrophe. The destructions of lives, homes, and the livelihood, and the deliberate use of starvations as weapons are atrocities the world cannot ignore. Global intervention is crucial to end the suffering and restore peace, dignity, and hope. Thank you so much for watching.